Did you just groan? Asked Dorothy. Yes, answered the Tin Man. I did. I've been groaning for more than a year, and no one has ever heard me before or come to help me. What can I do for you? She asked softly, for she was moved by the sad voice in which the man spoke. Get an oil can and pour some oil on my joints, he answered. They are rusted so badly that I cannot move them at all. If I am well oiled, I shall soon be all right again. You will find an oil can on a shelf in my cottage. Dorothy wasted no time. She ran back to the cottage and found the oil can. And then she returned and asked anxiously, Where do I begin? Oil my neck first, replied the Tin Man. So she oiled it, and as it was quite badly rusted, the Scarecrow took hold of the Tin Man and moved it gently from side to side until it moved freely. Then, finally, the Tin Man could turn it himself. Now oil the joints in my arms too, please, he said. And Dorothy oiled them. Again the Scarecrow bent them carefully until they looked good as new. The Tin Man gave a sigh of satisfaction and lowered his axe, which he put down against the tree. This is a great comfort, he said. I have been holding that axe in the air ever since I rusted, and I'm glad to be able to put it down at last. Now, if you will oil the joints of my legs, I shall be right as rain. So they oiled his legs until he could move them freely, and he thanked them again and again for their help, for he seemed to be a very polite creature and very grateful. I might have stood there forever if you had not come along, he said. You have saved my life. But why did you come here? We are on our way to the Emerald City to see the Great Oz, Dorothy answered, and we stopped at your cottage to spend the night. Why do you wish to see Oz? The Tin Man asked. I want him to send me back to Kansas, and the Scarecrow is in need of a brain, she replied. The Tin Man appeared to think for a moment. Then he said, Do you think Oz could give me a heart? I'm not sure, Dorothy answered, but I think it can't be harder than giving the Scarecrow a brain. If one is possible, then why not the other? True, the Tin Man returned. If you will allow me to join your party, I will also go to the Emerald City and ask Oz to help me. Come along, said the Scarecrow heartily, and Dorothy added that she would be pleased to have his company. So the Tin Man shouldered his axe, and they all passed through the forest until they came back to the road that was paved with yellow brick. The Tin Man had asked Dorothy to put the oil can in her basket. For, he said, if I get caught in the rain and rust again, I will need the oil can badly. It was a bit of good luck to have their new comrade join the party, for soon after they had begun their journey again, they came to a place where the trees and branches grew so thick over the road that the travelers could not pass through. But the Tin Man set to work with his axe and cut down the trees. Soon he had made a passage for the entire party.